Hi everyone. So this course is divided into 13 sections. Each section covers individual topics under which there are around 5 to 10 subtopics. Starting from this very section, as you already know in this introduction session, which in the coming few sections you will be taught how to navigate throughout the course so you can utilize it effectively to 100% value. Moving on to section 2, basics of fundraising. Herein, you will be learning what is a startup ecosystem and how it works. What's a startup? What is fundraising? Who are these investors? Investor motivation, and so on. Moving on to section 3, you will be learning types of financing, under which three topics of equity financing, debt financing, convertible debt, or safe notes. By the end of section 3, you can expect to at least know the basics of what goes into fundraising and venture capitalism. From section 4 is where the core stuff starts. Moving on, section 4, 5, and 6 are solely dedicated to venture capitalism and are divided into three parts respectively. Section 4, Venture Capitalism Part 1, you will be learning when, why, and how to raise funds. Herein, you'll learn decoding valuation, how to get your board of advisors, how to network, what is a VC, why and when to raise funds, how to improve your management team, and so on. Moving on to section 5, VC part 2, you'll be learning 7 sources of funding: bootstrapping, 3Fs, angel investors, venture capitalists, business incubators and accelerators, bank loans, Startup India scheme for India, and others. Moving on to section 6, VC part 3, you will be learning security or legal structures to protect your company, under which you'll be learning how and why VC history is crucial to review company. What investors you should target, plus how do investors do due diligence on you. How can you not and yes understand security structures hurt you, and so on. Moving on to section 7. This entire section is dedicated to building a solid pitch deck for you to get your desired amount of funding. This is indeed one of the most important sections throughout the course. Herein, you'll be learning how to create the best possible pitch deck for your company. Advanced pitching for startups, case studies of different unicorns like Airbnb, Uber, etc., and their very first pitch decks. Moving on to section 8, advanced fundraising and venture capitalism. Herein, you learn how to make a minimum viable product, elevator pitch, equity financing and valuation, term sheets, case studies on how to deal with VC firms investing in your company, for example, Sequoia, and so on. Moving on to section 9, IPO and valuation, where you'll be learning how an IPO really works, plus value post, plus pre-revenue model, how DCF or discounted cash flow analysis work, valuing a company versus the competition, and so on. Moving on to section 10, alternatives and turnarounds. Herein you'll be learning financing alternatives, plus why to avoid debt if you can, harvesting and investment, leveraged buyouts, troubled ventures, turnarounds, and so on. By the end of section 10, you will be learning everything that there is in this world that goes around fundraising and venture capitalism. But lucky for you, it doesn't end here. The remaining 3 sections of this course is a delight of bonus sessions that covers my personal experience in business and entrepreneurship. These bonus sessions are practical tips and ideas for you to apply in your startup or real life and yield profit. And by personal experience, consider these bonus sessions are as solid as the core sessions because they possess the potential of changing your life in a lot of fundamental ways.